While they were eating the Passover meal, Jesus took a loaf of bread, and holding it in his hand with his eyes lifted to heaven, spoke a blessing upon it. Then he broke it and gave a piece of it to each of the disciples. As he gave it to them, he said, "Take this and eat it. This means my body, which is given for you." Then he took a cup of the wine and blessed it, and gave this also to his disciples, saying, "Drink from this, all of you. This means my blood, the blood of the new covenant, which is poured out for many to take away their sins. I tell you, from this time I will never again drink the juice of the grape until that day when I drink it new with you in the kingdom of my Father." In the old times, an agreement or promise was called a covenant, and when it was made, a lamb or a goat was killed for an offering, and laid upon the altar to be burned. The blood of the offering was poured out on the altar, and was called the blood of the covenant. Jesus meant to tell his disciples that soon his blood would be poured forth as the sign of God's promise to take away sin from those who believed in him. You have seen at some services in the church a table covered with a white cloth. When the cloth has been taken away, you have seen plates of bread and cups of wine. The minister gives the bread to the people and repeats the words of Jesus, "Take, eat, this is my body which is given for you." And afterward, as the wine is taken, he says, "Drink ye all of this, for this is my blood shed for you." This service is called the Lord's Supper, and it is held to keep in our minds the thought of the last meal that Jesus ate with his disciples. "My dear children," said Jesus after the supper, "I am to be with you only a little longer. Then you will look for me, and as I told the Jews, I tell you now, where I am going, you cannot come. I give you a new commandment, to love one another. As I have loved you, you are to love each other. By this, everyone will know that you are my disciples, by your loving each other."